So I keep hearing about the Atlanta cheating scandal, and like I'm interested in child welfare, but I can see where they're coming from. Like I know cheating is bad, but if you think about the American school system, like it's crap to begin with. You have to ask yourselves, why are these teachers doing this? If your students don't perform, you don't get funding. If you don't get funding, how are you supposed to improve the situation? If your school has no computers and outdated textbooks, or students have to share textbooks, there's a problem. Like I've been in schools where there wasn't enough textbooks for the whole class, and not just that, you have to you that's the important thing. You have to ask yourselves, why would these teachers be doing this? It's not solely so that they get more money. It's not like teachers get paid a lot to begin with. They're trying to, I, like, if I were a teacher in that position, I'd be doing it to improve the welfare of the child. But on the same token, you have to think, well, if I cheat for the student and the student gets into the university, they're taking the spot away from a student who can actually like keep up with university. Like, what's the point of getting a child into university who can't compete in university? Because university is highly competitive or doesn't have the skills to succeed in university. So I'm on the fence, but I don't know why people are surprised. Like teachers have never cheated before. I'm I've been in classes where it's the reasons why teachers cheat. I remember I've been in classes before where the teacher it's never on a standardized test, but on other types of tests, the teacher will be like, "This isn't a fair question. Here's the answer to this, or I'm going to take it out." On a standardized test, you can't do that. And I've written standardized exams where the teacher's like, "Yeah, this was not a fair question, and I, you guys, it's not in the curriculum," or they say, like, "I'm sorry, I didn't teach you that." I'm sorry. Like they have a limited amount of time to teach you a lot of stuff, and I find that they they're adding more things to the curriculum, taking important things out of the curriculum, and now in some American schools there's no homework. So how's the teacher going to find the time to drill the skills into the student's head if there's no homework or homework has no value? Come on, you've all been children before. I mean, if a teacher says no homework or this is optional, how many kids actually do it? I don't know. I'm not surprised by this cheating scandal. Like, I do think it's bad, but I see where they're coming from. I really do. Because I mean, look at the running theme in some movies. I mean, Coach Carter? They talk about it. The students, the schools don't get funding if the students don't perform. But you look at the quality of the school. Not just that, American schools, you're tied to a certain district. Where you live is where you go to school. So you're doomed to begin with. Even if you're a parent living in the ghetto, you have to send your child to a ghetto school, even if you want it better for your child. And say you only have a high school education and you weren't the greatest in high school. How are you supposed to homeschool your child? That's the problem. You think you're sending your child out to train professionals who can help them, but the government isn't giving the teachers the ability to help the children. What am I supposed to do if I have only two textbooks and I have to share with the whole class? That's what I don't understand. Or if the textbooks are outdated, like that's the thing I don't understand. That's why America needs to fix up its education as well as its healthcare. But America's not the only problem with their education system right now. Some places in Canada are having issues as well. I know I mentioned this in another video. My brother in Canada, We have two languages, French and English. And um, where we live, uh, we're in an English-speaking province. So I guess that's why the government feels it's okay to reduce funding for programs like French immersion. But now what's my brother going to do? He's fluent in French. Like even though he's fluent in speaking English, he's learned all of his sciences, his maths, uh, in his social studies in French. And that's a hard language to translate. So if he goes next year and sits in an English class, he's going to be behind. So that's an issue too. Not just that, the amount of teacher layoffs. Good teachers are losing their jobs. It's a lose-lose situation, and both governments need to figure out how to resolve this. Like, like since when is then we all stress that education is important. So why doesn't the government listen? You need to invest in the children. You need to. You can't have kids going out there not being prepared. Like, yeah, we talk about, oh, you need to go to university, you need to go to university. For what? Just to fill out a seat? You're gonna pay thousands of dollars for your kid to go fail? That's that's what I don't get. We're missing the issue. The issue right now isn't the teachers cheating, though that's a problem. The issue right now is why are they cheating? Are they cheating? We need to look past that. That's the bigger issue.